Hi everyone, this is Dr. Zeus Yamianis. I'm teaching the Psych 370 class and I thought I'd do a very short video on how to get the most out of this class. So I've had now the opportunity to teach this class about 5 different times. It started as a more academic class. I was adapting somebody else's class and it has progressively gotten more and more applied. And as a result, I've been able to find things that really work in this class and been able to fine tune some of the things that got in the way of people's learning. And I wanted just to go over those basic things with you right now um, as a way to show you that I'm responding to your actual needs. I've been really intrigued by this class because I've gotten great responses and actually great reviews for the class because it's applied. It helps people engage in their lives. It provides them equipment, emotional intelligence, actual tools to help people in their relationships, to help people in their struggles, their difficult emotional situations. And in fact, I mean, to summarize what people have said the most about this class, the first thing is that it's a place where you can actually be honest about your emotions instead of cover them up. It's not simply academic and analytical. It actually gets into the heart and allows you to express your own personal life experiences and examples and engage them and use the materials we bring in this class to help you actually improve your lives. And one of the most important things in this class is learning into negative emotions, not being intimidated by them, and actually looking at them with curiosity and then helping to transform them into positive emotions. That's what we do our final project on, our group project on. Now, the difficulties that people have had in this class had to do with the academics. Many of you have full-time families, full-time jobs, and are complete overachievers trying to do full-time school. So you've got an incredible amount of pressure on you from a lot of different things. This class is not meant to add to that pressure. In fact, it is there to take the pressure away. One of the best things you can do in this class is to use your struggles to actually as material to work on in this class, instead of those struggles being some kind of black mark against you. It's actually something you can say, hey, this is something that's come up. I've had this death in the family. I've had back surgery. I've had these, memories of childhood abuse coming up. Whatever it happens to be, you can bring that out in this format. And we have a safe space and an honest place to be able to work through that. And the transformations in this class have been frankly amazing. I could go through a lot of testimonials on it. I won't bother to do that, but just let me say this. What's important here is that you manage it. I want you to be specific in your ability to take something in your life, mix it with this class, and apply it. Okay? Specific. It departs from other classes in that it's not primarily focused on academics. It incorporates academics, as any good university class should, but in an applied way. So what we're really focusing is on taking little bits and important insights from those, the source book, which is the Ekman book on Emotions Revealed, which people love because it's more of a sort of a popular book based on research, and that's our only source book, and some of the academic readings. Now, because I have inherited this class, some of those academic readings are a lot of pages. But in this class, I say you only have to cite one example from the Ekman book in the daily question of the week, or in the weekly question of the week, to show that you have actually taken something useful from the materials and applied it into your life and into your analysis. You don't have to read in great detail the whole amount of academic reading. I do want you to at least skim them and look for good insights and ideas. And I ask you in these introductory videos to take 1, 2, or 3 insights from that and just write them down on a piece of paper or in the margin, and then draw from that when you're doing discussion. But that's all I'm having you do. I've limited from 4 down to simply 1 on your final paper. If you have a final paper, on the summer session does not. It has a different kind of project in terms of material in the class. And when it comes to the group project, I said, do at least 1 reference for positive emotion, 1 reference for negative emotions. That amounts to just 2, a minimum of 2. Now, in other classes, you may say, well, a person says minimum, but they expect more. Not my class, okay? When it comes to referencing, the minimum is fine. What I expect more on is for you to be able to demonstrate with specificity, heart, mind, that you've engaged this and it is working in your life. And it doesn't mean that you have to succeed all the time. Just being able to talk about your attempts to apply this material, attempts to use this material to work with you and your family and the craziness that you have is what I'm really looking for. I'm not looking for the shiny person. I'm looking for the open person. I'm looking for the person willing to work on themselves and willing to put some good time into working on the material, but not a crazy amount of time. You can work smart and not long in this if you choose. And again, if you're totally crazy, one of the things that I have emphasized in my syllabus and so forth is if too much is happening around you, just communicate your situation to me. And I'm very open about saying, okay, you can have a couple of more days on this or that. I really, really more want you to be able to take the time to engage this. And you can do that sometimes in a remarkably short amount of time if you don't let your insecurities get the better of you. I'm not going to judge you. If you just look through the materials and said, now that's a great insight, I'm going to put it into my answer, but maybe I don't have time to read everything in depth. Fine, okay? It's much more important that you not go crazy and that you learn what I'm really trying to help you learn in this course. And those are the 4 C's. I want you to learn capability, meaning, being able to learn academic material, being able to apply that to your life, just being able to reference, okay? But those are small, and some of them are very small, part of the course. More about being applied and specific. I want you to learn, basically, I want you to learn critical mindedness. I want you to challenge your readings and challenge me and challenge your own life and society's norms that create kind of mentally unhealthy situations, and challenge your childhood past in which you weren't treated well. I want you to be able to stand up for yourself. So this can involve a measure of courage as well. So we have that. We have creativity. Use creative examples. I make that part of the group project. There are almost no creativity in most academic classes. It's very strict, rigid, and analytical. Here I'm trying to use a more of a right-brained and heart, okay, the honesty, as well as saying, what can we do with this to make things better for ourselves and for each other? And finally, compassion. How does it work out in relationships? These are the things that these 4 C's are the things I'm really trying to help you work on. And if you demonstrate emotional courage and a willingness to put out effort and a willingness to be open about yourself and to really work on these things, trying to learn into negative emotions and transform them into positive emotions, you'll do well in this class. I have not only been known to, but I regularly award bonus points above and beyond 100% to those people who have stepped forward, shared something, worked on something, struggled with something. And I don't deduct a whole lot for instance, if you've forgotten to reference something, for instance, or your grammar isn't the greatest. Okay, I do want you to take the time to look through, not make a total mess of a paper. I do want you to take the time, and it doesn't take much time, to maybe take at least one insight from the readings and apply it to your question of the week question. So again, don't go crazy, okay? Don't feel as if you have to struggle under. Sometimes the readings are 100 pages. I actually have a video that says how to read an academic paper, where you can actually go to the summaries, see what's relevant. Again, pick 1 or 2 insights out of a reading. Again, I'm only requiring 1 reference from those readings. So if you find a good one, use it and you're off to the races, okay? Again, part of this is learning how to organize your life, not drive yourselves crazy. So from the outset, I wanted you to know that my expectations for you and what my real focus in this class is. You get plenty of the academic stuff in other classes. This is about applying the academics, and it's more importantly about applying the kinds of emotional intelligence tools and creativity, capability, critical mindedness, and ability to be compassionate, which is more of a character issue, to your lives and to your situations, to your problems, challenges, and even to your joys. So again, and as I tell you in the introduction to the other videos, it's absolutely critical that you understand that this may be one of the most important classes, if not the most important class you take. Emotions can override hunger drive, they can override sex drive, and they can even override the will to live, as I said. So right now we're just going to go in. I'm going to do a small example of how to look at a particular week so you get an idea, so you don't drive yourself crazy. And then you can go ahead and watch the other videos about the intro, condensed intro, and so forth. But I wanted to get this up front because sometimes I think people missed it with all the videos, nice and succinctly. So let's go there. Let me pause this and we'll go to it. You see the instructor's Blackboard on here. You won't have this, but I do. I've got my courses 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Now the fall of 2018 is 6. The summer of 2018 is my 5th course. Okay, like I said, I've inherited these courses a bit, so it's important for me to maybe go through one to give you an idea of what I'm expecting. First, let me let you know the difference between a summer class and a fall and spring class. The fall and spring classes are 16 weeks. Okay, they give you a little bit more time to work on the group presentations in here. They're somewhat the same material. You have a little bit more time to do them between classes on the fall. In the other class, let me see if I can find it here. Yeah, here we are. Is that it? Yeah. No, it's that's still the fall class. Here, let me go ahead and find it. In the summer class, if you notice, there's only 10 weeks here. Okay. And I consolidate a little bit of the stuff toward the beginning. We don't have a final paper at the end. We have a different kind of mini sort of goal project. And we have an individual paper instead of a group project because usually there's so few people in there. So if you're really pressed for time, you want to get the same kind of credit. It's probably less work overall. It's more consolidated. You can go for the summer class. But again, you can see it's pretty intensive even. Both of the classes usually start with a question about emotions, and we investigate that question, we apply it to your lives. So that's just how both of them go. If you're choosing between a summer session and a fall or spring, again, summer sessions are 10 weeks, and the workload is more consolidated. And because it's a much smaller class, we just do papers instead of group projects. So if you're more oriented in that position, then go for the summer. Now let's just go to one of the weeks to give you an idea of how to go after that. So here's week 5. This is a typical week. Usually I have an introduction. Now you'll notice I'll have an introduction to the week. There's a YouTube link on Blackboard Learn. Again, getting into Blackboard Learn and all the different weeks. That's explained in the other videos, okay? And oftentimes there's an Ask Dr. Zeus, oftentimes where I'm dealing specifically with some contributions that students and other people have made in the past, again, anonymously. I don't ever put names to people, okay? And I don't share extremely sensitive information, but I will share information or examples that are instructive and allow other people to learn in your class. So that's basically how I do it. So you won't be identified, and I won't share the most sensitive stuff. So basically, in these 2 videos, I'm showing you in the Ask Dr. Zeus video how to apply these things to your lives using actual examples. And the other one, the intro, and also sometimes there's a readings one, I'm actually going over the academic reading. So if you don't have the book, you can use that basically to get your insights. I go right through the pages, and it's a quick way to engage and take something from the material to apply to your answering of questions. So if you're more of an audio-visual learner, you can use the videos and the readings and explanations I have on the videos to go ahead and get your citation, okay? So again, a lot of this was inherited. This text here was inherited from the past ones. It was more academic. I've tried to boil it down to something less academic, but more applied, but still that respects academics, because I think that research has a bit to offer. Sometimes it's too wordy. And again, if you don't agree with the research and you have good critical-minded reasons to believe that, then go for it. So now if you look on the readings, you'll notice clicking on readings, here you have one reading, two reading, three reading, four reading, maybe even five readings, okay? I'm not expecting you to read all of these carefully, okay? If you click on one, usually there's a summary. If you want to use the summary to get the basic ideas out of there and skim through it and make some comments in the thing, what I would like you to do is at least pick one of these that looks the best to you, okay? And do a fairly careful reading to one of them, okay? And again, in that one, just come up with 1 to 3 insights that you think, that academic insight I could apply to my life. And then use those notes to make at least one citation in the question of the week, one reference that says, hey, this person said this and here's how I could use it. That's it. I'm not expecting the world here. I'm not expecting you to prove that you're all things to all people and that you've read everything, so in depth. These are more optional. These are sources. And this is a organizational skill. Organizational skill doesn't mean you read everything. Doesn't mean you go ahead and drive yourself crazy when you have full-time jobs and full-time family. What it means is you pinpoint specifically what's going to be helpful to you to meet your aim. And then your aim in this class is to develop emotional intelligence and to be able to pick the fruit, the best fruit from these articles and apply them. So again, as I said in my, how to read an academic article, you can use summaries. You can go ahead and hone right in on the things that work for you. You can write a couple of those points down, incorporate, and you're done. Okay? Don't drive yourself crazy here, and please don't say on your evaluation that that there's just too many readings. These readings are here for your equipment, and it has to work with your schedule. So those judgments and options are up to you. Okay? I'm not going to force that on you or expect that from you. Okay, what I do expect from you is emotional honesty, intelligence, doing things that apply in your life, communicating with me when things are turning up, when things are late, basic, almost as if you were at work, and I want, high quality work. And high quality work in this class is different than work in other classes. High quality work in this class, it has more to do with, let me go ahead and put this back, has more to do with engaging the material and less to do with how you look. If you're having a huge bad semester and all these problems are happening, I'm like, great, that's perfect for this class. You know why? Because then you can put that problem down there and work on it. You have something really motivating right now and emotional right now you can work on. And instead of hiding that, in this class we encourage you to share that and then use this material to help you work on it. So literally, that's what I mean about this class taking stress off you. So again, readings, there's PowerPoints, there's videos. Again, a lot of these are optional. The two things that aren't optional are the discussion board question, which I put up, and the question of the week. The question of the week tends to be a little bit more academic-y, but still very applied and useful. And the discussion board is more like your understanding, your opinion. You don't really have to do much but respond to it, okay? So that's it. I mean, this is you. This is your life. This is your situation. This class is meant to equip you, not to put you through some kind of gauntlet or some kind of hazing ritual, okay? I'm dedicated to this. It has been incredibly transformative for the people who have taken it. And I want you to gauge the success of this class and yours in it by how much it is helping you transform and develop your relationships and develop creativity and critical mindedness. That's what's important. I know it's difficult just to say this, and some people either saying, sure, that's what you say, but is that really what you really want? Yes, it's what I really want. You'll see that in the class by the comments I make, by the material I share. But I wanted to give you this video to let you open right away, to start hitting that, what do they say, letting the rubber hit the road earlier, and so that we can get this class moving and so that you don't feel as if, so uncertainty doesn't keep you from fully participating right from the start. So again, that's my hopeful and helpful intro and an invitation to you in this class. And I hope you have a great class. And I look forward to working with you as colleagues, not simply just as a professor, but as colleagues, working and helping to make the world and your relationships in your own lives better lives. Thanks.